When we asked the next presenter to tell us an interesting fact about herself, she said that she was plain old boring. She claimed if she was a spice, she'd be flour.
We, of course, beg to differ. Next up, the energetic Taylor.
For the longest time, I felt as though I was worthless. I would look in the mirror and I would see a face looking back at me, but it had no value, no desirability. I was constantly comparing myself to others, and when I didn't see myself the way that I saw them, I started to hate myself. I would judge myself over every aspect of my being. Why aren't you as smart as others, or as kind, funny, intelligent? What I could not understand is that seeing someone who is smarter than you, or kinder, or funnier, does not make you less of a person or a lesser value of that trait. And so instead of trying to embrace my imperfections, I resented myself for everything that I was not. Growing up, I was a carefree kid. It didn't matter what I looked like. The only things that concerned me were reading and spending time outdoors. As long as I liked myself, I was content. Then middle school hit. I was told if I wanted to be seen as attractive, I needed to have nice makeup, longer hair, different clothes, things I clearly did not possess. And suddenly, that carefree girl that I looked at every day in the mirror, that image morphed before my eyes, and this new girl was lacking in every single way. I felt like if I wanted to be worth something, I needed to change my hair, I needed to wear makeup, I needed to buy new clothes, I needed to study more. And so to feel better, I did that. I changed. I bought extensions for my hair, I got new clothes, and I begged my sister to teach me how to use makeup. But no matter what, I still felt worthless. I still felt empty inside. I still felt like I was stupid or worth nothing. And the more I felt this way, the more I tried to change, and that just caused me to hate myself even more. There were times when I would sit there and cry, or pray that I would be someone of value. I never understood why I felt the way that I did. There were times when I would sit there and ask myself, why are you not enough? Why are you never enough for anyone? But it turns out the only person I wasn't enough for was myself. I wouldn't let people in. I wouldn't let them love me the way that they needed to, because I felt that if I let them in, they would be disappointed by what they saw, by the broken person that I had believed myself to be all these years. I was so scared of being seen as imperfect, and this fear deprived me of the love that I so desperately needed since the age of 12. So to feel better, I sought outward validation for everything that I did, because I hoped that if I was seen as valuable to other people, I would be seen as valuable to myself. And this was never the case. It got so exhausting to continue to fake confidence and pretend to be someone that I was not. I couldn't even recognize myself anymore. And so finally, when my hostility reached an all-time high at age 17, I knew I needed to change. These behaviors were unhealthy, and they were hurting me, and they were hurting others. And so I made up a list of unhealthy habits that I knew I needed to correct. I needed to stop seeking outward validation for my actions and do things solely for the purpose of making myself happy. I needed to start loving myself and realize that I did matter. I needed to look into the mirror and be able to see the face looking back at me and know that they were worth something. What an impossible list, I remembered thinking, but I was determined. One of the things that helped me to find my worth was dance. It's an activity I know I excel at, which for me is saying a lot. For those 2 or 3 minutes that I'm on stage or in a practice room at the studio or dancing in my kitchen, I know I'm good enough. I know that I'm talented. It fills me with this indescribable joy. And knowing that I'm good at other things has helped me to apply that to other aspects of my life. I started doing yoga and going to the gym in order to help with body confidence issues. And as I started loving myself externally, I realized I needed to start loving myself internally too. So I started to focus my attention on the people in my life who bring me joy, my mom and my friends. These people are the human versions of sunshine, and without them, I don't know where I would be today. They fill me with joy, and they help me to see that I do matter, even when I feel like I don't. They're my people, the ones who save me. And as I was adding positivity into my life, I realized I needed to start subtracting negativity. So anything that left me feeling worthless or broken was immediately removed from my life. I knew it was going to be so hard to contradict 5 years of hatred, but I was so determined. I would wake up in the morning and force myself to list 5 things that I loved about myself. The first time I did that, I could barely name 1. Now I can name 17, the ones you see behind you, such as my positivity, my loud laugh, my compassion, and my sense of humor. When I'm asked what light means to me, I can explain it as the love that I have for myself, as well as the people who helped me to get to where I am today. But I still have bad moments. I still have moments where I hate myself or think that I'm not enough or compare myself to others. But the difference is I can challenge those thoughts and I can stand up to myself and tell myself that I do matter, even if I feel like I don't. So when these feelings creep forward, I focus on dance or the people that love me. At 13, I felt worthless and prayed to be someone of value. I envied others. At 15, I hated myself. At 17, I was just exhausted of faking confidence and feeling like I mattered when I knew deep down that I didn't. And finally, at 18, I am who I want to be. I know I'm worth something, not only to others, but to myself as well. Standing in front of all of you tonight, I never thought that I would be able to say that, let alone that it would be something that I would truly and honestly be able to feel. I'm made up of good and bad parts. I'm still scatterbrained, still a bit of a mess, but I'm a great mess. And I know that I truly do love myself, which is, like I said, a tremendous, tremendous feeling. I hope it's a feeling all of you are able to find in yourselves too. I'm finally able to embrace my imperfections and forgive myself for 5 years of pain. I found my light. I hope all of you do the same. So I encourage you, when these feelings of doubt or worthlessness come forward and threaten to drown you like they did me, you do things solely for the purpose of making you happy, and only you. You find who or what brings you light. You hold on to it and never let it go.